Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with a review of the LS-124 mini quadcopter. Now this kind of looks like the UDI U816A, which is my go-to recommendation for beginner pilots. However, this is quite different. Notably, the canopy is not really intended to be removed like it is on the U816A. There is no extra canopy for outdoor flying or anything. You can remove the canopy, but it's really just meant more to replace it, not really to take it off and then, fly it in a different format. But it's light plastic, so it really doesn't have much effect on the flight characteristics. It flips and recovers great from flips with the protective frame on. This is a really fast quad too, so that's another reason I don't think it's quite the beginner-friendly quad as the U816A is. This is actually quite quick. It's got 3 different rates, and the pitch and yaw rate are really quick, especially on 100%. I mean, this thing can do funnels almost like my Nano QX, where it'll just stay on one motor and funnel around it. So really nice. It's actually really surprised me how great this thing flies and how fast the yaw is, especially at 100%. Let's look at the transmitter. So it's got, a nice kind of hobby grade style transmitter, but one thing you'll notice maybe is the lack of any kind of buttons. So at first I was like, man, how do I, change anything on this? All I've got is trim buttons. Well, this actually, you click the sticks on it, which I don't know that they've ever really done clicking sticks on a transmitter like this before. But you click the left stick to change through your 3 different rates, and you click the right stick and then move it in any direction to do flips. So I actually kind of like that. You never take your fingers off the sticks. You can do everything you need while keeping your fingers on the sticks. So that was actually kind of cool. And it's got a backlit display, so you've got a nice visual look at all your different, it shows you the rates you're at, 40, 60, and 100%. And you can see all your trims and everything, so a really nice transmitter. And then if you've got the LS-111 Nano quad, you can fly this with this transmitter. So pretty cool. You can fly a Nano with a full-size transmitter and then, do all the flips and everything like it does. It comes with a USB charging cable and a spare set of props and a 350 milliamp hour battery, so a pretty big battery for this size quad. Takes about an hour to charge, but you only get about 5.5 minute flights, I think, just because of the frame weight. And then it does have LEDs on each motor mount, and then it's got LEDs on the inside, which I don't know if this will really show up in the video or not, but this clear plastic here kind of has a like a prism effect to it. You can see it kind of has that oily water rainbow color in it, so the LED shining from the inside looks pretty cool through that. But every motor mount LED blinks red and blue, so they are pretty much worthless for orientation because every single one of them is constantly blinking red and blue, making it hard to tell what's what. Let me go ahead and plug in the battery and show that off. So for the most part, you're using the canopy and the prop colors to pay attention to your orientation. Alright, so yeah, you'll see they're all blinking red and blue. So that was just a really weird call on their part. I don't really know why they decided to make every single one of them. I mean, they could at least be, one color and blinking, but the fact that they're blinking between 2 different colors and every single motor does the same thing makes those pretty much worthless for orientation. But you do have this really bright headlight in the front, so that helps with orientation. And then the the prop colors, you can see the different prop colors pretty well. And then you've also got in the inside there's kind of that crazy blinking LED prism thing going on. So kind of a cool looking LED light show, but it doesn't really work at all for orientation. Let's see. The flips are good. I think I said that earlier. Even with the frame on, it recovers from the flips really nice and well. It's the prop guard works really well for crashing. It bounces off of walls nice and well and keeps flying. You know, the canopy does come up above the prop, so you can touch the ceiling, or if you land upside down, the props don't hit the ground. So it is pretty much crash proof. It seems to work pretty well for you know, all the crashes that I tested it out with. The LVC is pretty late, so it does have, I think the internal light here changes to let you know when LVC hits, but then it pretty much falls out of the sky right at that moment, so you don't really have much warning to get it back to you once LVC hits. But I think that's about all I have to say about it, so let's go take it for a flight. Alright, this is the flight review of the Lian Sheng LS-124. And let's go ahead and take her for a spin, see what this crazy LED light show looks like in the dark a little bit later. Let's see, start out on 40% rates. Make sure it's trimmed out. Looks pretty good to start. It never really holds a hover too well. It kind of drifts around a little bit here and there, but it flies so nice. So this is 40%, and here, let me get the yaw going. So that's 40% yaw, and it's already fast, so check this out on 100%. That's a pretty good yaw rate right there. And then you can get funnels going. Look at that. I mean, it dances around one motor almost. I have not seen funnels like that in anything other than the Nano QX. And that's showing how perfectly sync the yaw and pitch rate is. That's a full yaw and full pitch, and it just does a perfect funnel. So to me, that's a sign of it being perfectly matched up. But man, it is fast and touchy on 100%. I mean, this thing can move out. So let's go back to 60%. And even on 60%, the yaw that is pretty crazy. Yeah, that was 60%. Alright, so let's do some flipping now. So it gives throttle before the flip, so that helps with the recovery from the extra weight of the canopy. You pretty much don't have to do anything. It'll manage the throttle just fine. I'm not doing anything with the throttle there. I'm just using entirely right stick. And that's it, just coming right back to where I start from. So pretty nice. So let's do some bouncing into stuff here. So I mean, this frame works really well to protect. I mean, I can hit into things harder than I normally do with prop guards, and it stays. Whoop, I spoke too soon. But for the most part, it does really well in protecting. I just can't get over how fast the yaw rate is. Oh, got in my way of trying to do some more funnels. This thing just does such great funnels. Alright, let's turn off some lights and see what this crazy LED show looks like in the night. Look at all those, man, there's colors everywhere. This thing is crazy. So the front headlight definitely helps with orientation, but it's just a little bit odd to me that the motor mounts change colors, though it doesn't really seem to be affecting too much. I think from a distance you may have some problems trying to keep your orientation at night, but it's definitely doable in this small room at least. Let's do some night flips. Pretty cool. Alright, taking in for a landing. That headlight definitely helps for finding your way back to the landing pad too. Alright, well that's the Lian Sheng LS-124. I am quite impressed with this. I wasn't expecting that much out of this. You know, I was thinking more of a beginner quad like the UDI U816A, but this thing turned out to be quite the fun little flyer. So yeah, check the video description for price and purchase link, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.